Facebook page where we'll be streaming live the burial and funeral for the late Warrant Officer Class 2 Francis Musakalu. So for those of you that have not managed to come here at the chapel, you still have a chance to follow the funeral procession right here at the Army Chapel. So in a few minutes, the firing party and the body itself will be brought inside. So the late Musakalu Francis right here at the Army Chapel. The funeral procession has started. The body has arrived. To all those that will be able to follow us on the Green Buffaloes volleyball page, the body is here at the Army Chapel. So we'll be streaming live on our Green Buffaloes page as well as the Green Buffaloes basketball page. So those of you that are following us from home, we are streaming live here at the Army Chapel, Arakan Barracks, the funeral for the late Warrant Officer Class 2 Musakalu Francis. So the body is here. The entire funeral procession will be underway in just a few minutes. Francis Musakalu, former volleyball player for Green Buffaloes, and also the coach, assistant coach for the Green Buffalo. So in a few minutes, the entire funeral party will be in. Burial procession for the late Warrant Officer Class 2 Musakalu Francis right here at the Army Chapel. So for those of you that are watching us from various places, the funeral procession will be done live on our Green Buffaloes page, Facebook page. We may do all the follow-ups right there on our Green Buffaloes volleyball page. So in no time, the body will be in. The entire party for the Zambia Army firing squad will be taking possession. So Green Buffaloes volleyball page, streaming live the funeral procession for the late Warrant Officer Class 2 Musakalu Francis right here in Arakan Barracks, Army Chapel. So for the sake of interest, for those of you that are watching us from home, we are streaming live here at the Army Chapel. So you can still follow us on our Green Buffaloes volleyball page. We'll be streaming the games live from here till the burial site at Motundi Cemetery. So you may be of interest to know the life history of the late Warrant Officer Class 2 Musakalu, a former volleyball player for the Green Buffaloes team. He played his volleyball for so many years until the time that he was moved to be coach, until the demise of the late coach Francis Musakalu. So in a few minutes, the body will be in, the firing party, and the body itself will be in just a few minutes. So they are marching in. The entire procession has started here at the Army Chapel. Those of you that are watching us from home, streaming live here at the Army Chapel, Zambia Army Arakan Barracks Chapel. The body for the late Warrant Officer Class 2, Musakalu Francis, is in. A gallant soldier he was, a player for the Green Buffaloes team. Session underway right here at the Army Chapel, Arakan Barracks. The body is in. The carrying party is coming in. The body of the late Warrant Officer Class 2, Musakalu Francis. Those of you that are watching us from home, we are streaming live on our Green Buffaloes volleyball page. You'll be able to follow us on our page. The body has just gotten in. The entire Zambia volleyball family is mourning. He's actually one of the most humble coaches that we've ever had. He had his career known the whole Zambia. His coaching career started after his retirement as a player until his demise on Monday. So for those of you that are not able to come here, you'll be able to follow the funeral procession on our Green Buffaloes volleyball page on Facebook. The body is in. In a few minutes, the firing party might join the entire procession. So if you're watching us from home, you can follow us on our page, the Green Buffaloes volleyball Facebook page. The body is in. The chaplain is welcoming the body right here at the Zambia Army Chapel. The late Francis Musakalu served in the Zambia Army as a gallant soldier, as a volleyball player, as a father, as a coach, and as a mentor to all. So we are streaming live on our Green Buffaloes page here at the Zambia Army Chapel. So the funeral procession has started. You'll be able to follow us on our page here at the Zambia Army Chapel, where the funeral procession will be taking place. So you'll be all glad to know that the late Francis Musakalu has been a player for the Green Buffaloes team from the time that he was trained until the time that he became coach for the Green Buffaloes team, until his demise. So as Green Buffaloes, we mourn and celebrate the life of the late Warrant Officer Class 2 Musakalu Francis. Sunrise, 5th November, and sunset, Monday. Not much of his sickness can be disclosed. It was just a short illness. We mourn Francis Musakalu as a gallant soldier, a gallant sportsman, a gallant father, a gallant mentor, and also a man who had a heart for many. He might have left us, but we always appreciate the fact that he was a humble man, a man who would joke with each and every person. He was a man of few words, but very good at taking action. He started coaching as assistant coach plus one warrant officer, Mazumbo, here at Zambia Army Green Buffaloes Volleyball Club. You'll be glad also to know that Francis Musakalu was a family man, a man who had a big heart for many. Not only was he a coach, but he was also a mentor, a teacher, and a resourceful man. So for those of you that will be able to follow us on our page, you can do that on our Green Buffalo's Facebook page. The funeral is being streamed here live at Arakan Barracks. So Warrant Officer Class 2 Musakalu had his own unique way of doing things. Two words that he was always on point in ensuring that as players we did things according to the way they were supposed to do. So we are celebrating his life today here at the Army Chapel. Prayer is being given by the chaplain right here at the Zambia Army Chapel. So, for those of you who want to know much about him, you'll be able to follow us on our Facebook page, Green Buffaloes Volleyball Facebook page, here at Arakan Barracks. A humble soul he was. A disciplined player he was. Even during his career, for those of you that have followed him very well, he was a disciplined player, focused, and always had his own unique way of interacting with fellow sportsmen from different clubs. It's a painful day, but we always allow God to take his own at the right time. So streaming live here at the Arakan Barracks and Chapel, following the procession of the late Warrant Officer Class 2 Musakalu Francis. So the prayer has been given by the Army Chaplain, and in a few minutes, I'm sure those that will be giving tributes, life history, will be called in a very few minutes. We have Mr. Joaquin Musakalu who will be giving the life history. So the first life history will be given by Joaquin Musakalu. First tributes will be given. Widows representative. And later the widows representative will follow. The children's representatives will also follow. Zambia Volleyball Association representative. Then the Zambia Volleyball Association representative will follow. And finally, Skalundu Mala will give a tribute as a team representative. So the procession will go as they have announced it. I'm sure for the sake of time, looking at the time that the body has arrived, a lot of things will be done in a very, very quick manner. So the first one to do it with the family representative, who happens to be the uncle, I'm sure, if I'm not mistaken. Then later on, we'll have the widow's representative also going through her tribute. Later on, the children. Then we'll have the Zambia Volleyball Association to be concluded by the Zambia Army Green Buffaloes Volleyball Club representative, which will be read by Malawi. So right now, the family rep is just going through the tributes and life history of our late gallant soldier, a player, a sportsman, and a coach, and Officer Class 2, Musakalu Francis. So he was a humble soul, very quiet, unique in his own way. A sad development that we had to lose a gallant man like him, but at times we will not question God. Certain things do happen for a reason. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us on our Green Buffaloes Facebook page, we are streaming live the funeral procession for the late Warrant Officer, coach, friend, father, mentor, uncle to many. Musakalu Francis here at the Zambia Army Chapel. A very humble man. He was a brilliant player. He will be greatly missed. But the good part is his history will remain in the books of the Zambia Volleyball Association, and as well as the Zambia Army Green Buffaloes volleyball team history. He played volleyball in his time, inspiring many, mentoring many. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a sad moment indeed for the Zambia volleyball family. West of all, the Green Buffaloes are volleyball club. Unexpected demise of our coach, but we'll always be grateful for the great memories that we've had and the encounter that we've had with him as a coach. So, ladies and gentlemen, streaming live following the funeral procession on our Green Buffaloes page. If you did not make it to come here, for those of you also who are watching from outside Lusaka, you have the follow-up of the funeral procession here at Arakan Barracks, Zambia Army Chapel. Late Musakalu. Now we have a tribute from the wife being read by the sister. Sorrowful moment it is, painful moment it is, but we always appreciate God for the great memories that we had with him as a player, as a coach, as a mentor, as a teacher, and also as a friend. Not an easy moment, especially for the family members, but we always count on God's comforting and embracement that has never failed anyone. It comes at a time we least expect, but God will always have a way of comforting his own people. So we are live streaming the funeral procession for the late warrant officer, Class 2, Musakalu Francis here at the Zambia Army Chapel. His legacy will live on and it will last a test of time. Sad moment indeed, very hard to describe, very hard to mention. You can think of whatever solution that you might have, but God's time is always the best. And you pray hard that the widow, the children, the sisters, the brothers, the mother, the father will have and will find comfort in the Lord. Stressful moment it is, painful moment it is, but God's time will never be questioned. And we live in memory of the good times that we had with him. So now it's Zambia Volleyball Association giving their tribute as well as his career as a volleyball player, to him later on becoming assistant coach for the Green Buffaloes volleyball team. He was a humble soul, very jovial, always encouraging. And sometimes he would shout at you just to make sure that you do the right thing. And those are moments us as players and as soldiers who always cry on and remember. He's someone who would always sit you down, talk to you, encourage you like a parent. Sad moment it is for our beloved coach, the family, the workmates, the brothers and the sisters. Indeed, it's a painful moment, a moment difficult to describe, but you always remember, treasure the beautiful moments that we had with our coach. So if you're streaming, if you're watching us live on our Green Buffaloes page, be rest assured that you'll be able to follow the funeral procession right here at the Zambia Army Chapel. That's the president for Zambia Volleyball Association, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's Mwala actually. It's Mwala giving a tribute. The son actually giving a tribute to the father. Painful moment. No matter how much you try to describe, it's very, very difficult. A difficult moment indeed. Francis Musakalu, a volleyball player. died as an assistant coach, just showing the humility that was in him. He was a man of his word. Not an easy. It's not an easy moment, but we always lean in God's comfort zone. On our own, it's not easy to describe the pain that we are feeling, but we know that by God's comfort and Him being the greatest comforter that we have, the family, especially the widow, may be comforted in a special way. So if you're watching us, be rest assured that you'll be able to follow our live streamage of the funeral procession of the late Francis Musakalu. And officer, so right now the sister is giving tribute just here. Very emotional moment. Just seeing how the sisters are crying, the children are crying, the widow herself is crying. Just the people that have come to surround this funeral procession is a good example to just show how much of a humble soul he was. So we are streaming these games live here at the Army Chapel, Arakan Barracks. So the sister giving her tribute. I'm sure later on we'll have a representative from the Zambia Volleyball Association and later team tribute from the team representative, Malawi, who will read the speech on behalf of the team. So right now we have a tribute coming from the daughter to the late Warrant Officer Class 2, Musakalu Francis. So you'll be able to follow our procession on our Green Buffaloes Volleyball Facebook page, where all the processions will be streamed live. So it's a painful moment also for our Green Buffaloes coach. Just looking at him from Monday to today, you'll be able to see and feel the pain that he's going through. And he's one man actually that wanted each and every player that he coached at least to have a feel of the technical bench. So you read that from him bringing in the likes of Kelly Mwanza as assistant coach, the likes of Imbua as assistant coach, and later on now finally we had Francis Musakalu, who was assistant coach until his demise. So now trying to just make a picture of how he's feeling. Emotional, indeed it's an emotional moment. Look at even just the way the daughter is failing to read the tribute. It's a sign of pain. The gap that this man has left will be something very difficult to be replaced. But in God has his own way of comforting his own people. So we always, and we pray that God's comfort will be the source of their strength as a family. The children, the widow, the mother, the father, friends, and also workmates and players. Very emotional, very painful moment it is. But we always ask God to be the source of comfort. So streaming live here at the Zambia Army Chapel, celebrating the life of the late Warrant Officer Class 2, Musakalu Francis, a happy soul. The love that he had for the children, you'll be able to see it from the emotions that are coming from the daughter who's reading the tribute for the father right now. May they all find comfort in the Lord. So streaming live right here in Arakan Barracks at the Zambia Army Chapel. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, if you've not made it to come here at the Zambia Army Chapel or in Musaka to be specific, to say bye to the man that really had a heart for many, be rest assured that you'll be able to follow the entire funeral procession on our Green Buffaloes Facebook page, volleyball Facebook page. You'll be able to watch it live, celebrating the late the life of the late 96494 and of Musakalu Francis. So sunrise, 6th November 1974. Sunset, Monday, I believe, was the 5th of June 2025. So he's been a man, very humble soul, very responsible, a jovial man, a man that has always wanted to see peace reckon between him, players, fellow soldiers, and friends. So he'll be remembered in his own unique way, a humble soul. That's a daughter now giving tribute to the father. I'm sure from there, you're likely to have the Zambia Volleyball rep, exactly. So we have the Zambia Volleyball Association representative, Arnold Simulenzi. And actually for him, it will be a painful moment because he had moments where they played together at club level, at the time they were at school, also the time that we had reserve schools games. Great interaction he had with the late. They were friends. Later on, from being players, they both became responsible coaches. So that's the Zambia Volleyball Association now giving their tribute to the late Francis Musakalu. Warrant Officer Class 2, Francis Musakalu, here at the Zambia Chapel. So, ladies and gentlemen, very painful moment. The Zone 6 also are mourning the entire Zambia Army. He's one coach actually that has inspired men, has mentored men, and we are remembering him, celebrating his life as a player, as a coach, as a parent, as a friend, as a brother, and as a sister. A very good player he was. So that's Arnold Smolezi now just giving some brief insights on how his game was as a player. And for your own information, he was also a Zambia national team player. He never left the volleyball family as a player and as a coach. And as a coach on the technical bridge under the Green Buffaloes page. So that's a tribute coming from the Zambia Volleyball Association rep. Just giving a brief tribute on the late Francis Musakalu. Very painful moment. Volleyball players have come to witness and say goodbye to the late Francis Musakalu. Great memories there will be, indeed. So right now we'll be having the last tribute coming from the team representative who happens to be Malaos Kalundu. She was a captain then and now has been replaced by the senior most Isabel, who is just standing beside her. And she'll be reading the tribute on behalf of the team. So, painful moment it is right here at the Zambia Army Chapel. But we'll be happy because we are celebrating his life. A humble soul he was, a player he was, a gallant soldier he was, a mentor he was, a father he was, a brother he was, and a cousin he was. So it's just a representation just to show how much of a good man he was. Seeing a lot of volleyball players coming in just to say goodbye to the gallant soldier, the gallant player. Painful, yes, it may be, but we'll always find comfort in him, the creator and the comforter of all. Exactly. Just like the speech itself is, he had a heart of pushing, a heart of wanting to win, a heart of always wanting to get positive results as a player. Right now, as a coach, he has left a legacy that many of us as young players will be able to learn from him, especially the aspect of him being a very disciplined player, off and on the court, and as a worker, as a soldier. He was a very disciplined soldier. His character was so noble that we can never forget a great man. He was 6th November 1974 until the 5th of June 2025. So we are mourning him and also celebrating his life. A brilliant man, a humble man, a man who always speaks out the truth, regardless of how you take it, as long as what he's telling you is the truth. He'll always come out and just tell you as it is. So, tribute coming from the team, being read by the team representative, Musakalu. The end of all the tributes that have been read. So now I'm sure we will be waiting to hear from the Zambia Army speech, which will be given by the people responsible. So very soon we'll be able to just get a life history. The prayer is being given there. I'm sure from there we'll be able to follow the funeral procession. I'm sure it will be followed by body viewing. So ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching us from, we are streaming live right here at the Zambia Army Chapel in Arakan Barracks. We can only seek for God's comfort and God's hand to be upon the family, the wife, the children, the brothers, the sisters, and the uncles. May his testimony also be an inspiration to everyone as we are saying goodbye to him. May he take comfort in the promise of comfort through Jesus, who comforts us all. So wherever he will be put to rest, know that God will be there to comfort the family. God will be there to comfort the friends, and especially the players that you coached as assistant coach for the Green Buffaloes team. So ladies and gentlemen, it's a painful death. Indeed, it is a painful death. So the preaching of his word is being done right now by the chaplain as we celebrate the life of the late Warrant Officer Musakalu Francis. Sunrise, 9th November 1974. Sunset, 5th June 2025. So Ecclesiastes 1 verse 1 is the Bible reading that is being read here by the chaplain. Meaningless, says the teacher. Utterly meaningless, everything is meaningless. So, what does man gain from all his labor at which he toils under the sun? A generation goes, generations come and generations go, but the earth remains forever. So that's the reading of his word, Ecclesiastes 1 verse 4. A generation goes, generation comes and generations go, but the earth remains forever. So that's the Bible reading right here at the Zambia Army channel. So the preacher